afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender of the Fatherland. Off it an exciting 1 vs 1 on Holotny from Winter. Between these got here JaeforJett, fighting for King and Country, the Commonwealth, the 51st Infantry Division, tasked with holding the lines here, carrying the flank of some American division caught in the Ardennes. Versus in the west we got here Caesar, fighting for the Oberkommand West, Germany, Deutschland, the 1 and 16th Panzer Division, tasked with breaking through and leaving that American division in a really bad spot. We got here fortifications, scavenge, and spec ops for him with double infantry light infantry gun versus special weapons, royal artillery, and mobile assault for JaeforJett with double infantry and tail bulletins there for Jay. Also, a big thanks to Lockshire Prod and to Marcus for donating and support the Propagandacast, of course, allowing me to do what I do on a daily basis. So big thanks to them, and of course remember you too can support the war effort and donate or pledge on Patreon. Links in the description. And of course all of those things would help me out a ton, of course, for keeping on doing this. But anyways, we got here Volkskriegsstürmer Steel Pioneers, cool blank for Caesar versus double section. Infantry massacre there for JaeforJett. He's going in aggressive with the van section, probably trying to keep Caesar a bit off guard. The Caesar's ultimately here securing the compartment up there. Kubang meaning to deal with the section here, though the universal care will likely be rushed forwards to help around here. JaeforJett with a slow capping order there, first securing the point here and then digging in a trench around the cutoff point, thusly making it harder for him to be harassed around that point. He does also slow them down, but at the same time, seeing as Caesar is not pushing for the fuel either too rapidly, this makes sense. In fact, he's aiming for a disruptive start himself, so in this regard, JaeforJett's trench around the cutoff point could be a really good investment. Universal care they're rolling out here for JaeforJett, 51st Infantry Division. Volkskommandier dig in sandbags around the central victory point, southern point they're being secured. And there we go, pushed back because they're caught next to the car trying to build sandbags. There have been no chance for them versus the universal carrier and its tiny little Bren gun. Back here, section reinforcing, or it should be reinforcing soon enough, and another section on the way there for JaeforJett, no initial Vickers machine guns. And more folks there for Caesar. And the 1 and 16th Panzer Division Wienhund, which means Greyhound in German. Fun fact. Units there trying to grab the fuel pump, but it's slightly misclicked there. And there again, you guys kept pushing with the Kuppelwagen. Overall, Caesar there being denying fuel compared to JaeforJett, will that be getting soon a bit more, though he needs to be careful with that universal carrier. I mean, obviously, no, there's not going to be someone saying any fast Panzer fast, but he's still playing it perhaps a bit too aggressively for my taste. But still, it's going to disrupt this. Caesar then keeping perhaps a bit on the back foot. Section advancing that's going to be into support. He may push for the cutoff point. Now the section moving northwards, while a fine one moves southwards. So JaeforJett, he's spreading his section out aggressively. In this case, making right for the house. They're going to try and sort of further create a thorn in the side of Caesar. We're going for that house, but in this case, it's going to be really, really close. And yes, he made it right before Caesar. That's definitely going to be quite a bastard of a problem for him, because that house is going to be difficult for him to clear without incendiary grenades or flamethrowers. So with this, JaeforJett has a small tactical victory. On the other hand, he's about to lose the universal care, which he again pushed rather far there, and so did keep the Caesar a bit back, but on the other hand, he lost it. And that's lost opportunity to do other things with it down the road, like say a Vickers machine gun or flamethrowers. He did get the Kuppelwagen return, and they sort of, well, not really cost the same. Kuppelwagen is notably cheap, but still small sort of thing that ensures doesn't become a total loss there for JaeforJett, though still a bit of a loss since he could have done a lot more. Trenches being done on the cutoff point here. JaeforJett continues his aggressive playstyle. Section needs to be careful though, getting low on health and about to get flanked here by the Caesar's Volkskommandiers. Fortunately, he was able to get back to the house before the Volkskommandiers managed to worm their way in, but the section there certainly low on health has pushed itself rather far here for King and Country. Very low on health. Their folks are not doing too well either. Section dealing with the Volkskommandiers need to retreat soon enough. Almost got a wipe there. Ooh. And that was indeed a wipe here for JaeforJett against Caesar in the early game. So he's got the Kuppelwagen and a squad. Compared to losing universal care, that's pretty good for JaeforJett, though. He needs to retreat that section. I mean, basically, even the Germans just sneezing in that general direction could result in a full wipe here against JaeforJett. And there we go, Stürmer Pioneer sweeping in, and yeah, wipe. That was a poor tactical decision now, but JaeforJett and Caesar was able to punish it quite easily, really. I can understand why he wanted to do that, but still, it was section so low on health that trying to do that was just incredibly greedy and pretty much just sort of removed any advantage gained from destroying that Kugelwagen Volksgrenadier squad. It just completely obliterated it and suddenly switches the game back in Caesar's favour. So that was a really bad case of avarice. JaeforJett here going for a sniper. He's also gone here for special weapons. He's worried about a quick looks or anything like that from Caesar, and lastly wants anti-tank sections and whatnot. Maybe a half-track. Gang points here in the south. Trench there ready to hold up the hands. Caesar has yet to take up, so he's got no incendiary grenades, and lastly will struggle to deal with any entrenched sections. And here's jumping over the section. Sniper flying around there for JaeforJett. And the Commonwealth's forces, the mighty infantry, will wish to hold back the Hun. In the south here, Volksgrenadier going to hit the fuel point there with a 4th Volksgrenadier squad on the way there for Caesar. And the German army, the 116th Panzer Division. There goes, sniper gets a kill there. Small chance of wipe, not likely. Also nice mining there by from Caesar. Could catch up vehicles, or inferior sniper that isn't aware there's this mine about. Section there pushed back, but Kedman refused to clear it out. And sandbags being laid down here by the fuel pot sniper moving in, and poor Ludwig loses his brain. But he didn't have much of one anyways. Shush, Friedrich, that's rude. Hit the cuff bomb there. Good aggressive play again from JaeforJett, though it is still somewhat risky. Then again, so is Caesar's, but he's currently got the large infantry squads, and lastly, he's less in problems for it. 3 kills so far on the sniper there with his boys anti-tank rifle, which was apparently not a very good anti-tank rifle in the first place. Sappers of Volksgrenadier charging in. Truck flying around there for Caesar. Will it be the Battle Group headquarters with all the Volksgrenadiers he has? Most likely. Could there be mechanized regiment interlooks, but I'm getting the sort of Battle Group headquarters feel here with the 4 Volksgrenadier squads, and considering his positioning right about there and accidentally on top of his medical kit, seems likely. JaeforJett pushing up the south rapidly. Victory point wise, he's falling behind Caesar here and the 116th Panzer Division. Looks like he lost another section. In fact, the sappers there. JaeforJett struggling. What a bit there then. Again, his aggressive tactics, as the Brits are coming across some risks when he hasn't bolstered his sections. He's going to have to quickly replenish some of those, and there go tank hunters out. But until then, he is going to be in a very sticky situation. Very sticky. Also needs to be very, very careful about that sniper. And there you go, JaeforJett has retreated there. He doesn't bother with anything more. So there you go, he's flashing out his force here with the tank hunter section. He's possibly just doing it because he's anticipating the looks or something like that, but in this case it doesn't. So it could also just be because it's just instant infantry. And we got a half track out to help boost his frontline forces here, the M3 half track. Technically, the Americans actually didn't hand out a lot of the M3s. They primarily handed out the M5 half tracks because, well, they were slightly worse, and they wanted to keep the best ones for themselves. It was basically something to do with the armor, where the M3 half tracks armor was actually slightly improved over the M5s, which was using softer steel and lastly was easily dealt with. So the Americans primarily kept the M3s to themselves while they handed out the M5s to the Brits and the Soviets. Little fun fact there. Oh wait. Rolling ahead there, laying down Vickers K's. Nice little combo there, like to sort of maintain better field presence, move troops about, and of course get himself some upgrades to his infantry without having to take up. So it's overall a pretty good investment there for JaeforJett, as long as he doesn't do anything silly with his half track. But if he doesn't, he can really do a lot of damage. He's got a Kedmev out here. Oh, he could actually flank it and do a lot of damage there, even if he gets Panzerfausted. He's doing so much damage on the move with the 50 cal machine gun on the front, plus the 2 Vickers K machine guns inside the half track. He instantly wipes like Kedmev before the crew knows what's going on there, plus he's getting a lot of damage in there. This is a really nasty combo which you generally don't see very often. Certainly requires a bit of expert play. In this case, we could actually grab the Kedmev with the force troops and the Kedmev and set up for that, but you might be worried about the troops harassing his flank here. Cyber's on the way there for JaeforJett. Harassment going on there. Caesar pulling ahead there in terms of resources now. Half-tick just waiting for the Germans to get into a line of fire and then just cut them down. And there you go. Rushing at it, but they're taking a lot of fire in the open. As you might be noticing, their numbers are quickly being whittled down. Impressive firepower from the British Army. Steel Pioneers rushing in. They might try and grab the cannon over there under JaeforJett's nose, but then again might decide against it. But he's trying to push back these bolts of the section, meaning they are certainly a lot more formidable, a lot more nasty here versus Caesar, who's going for some assault rifles. Also going for a flak half-track here to help beat the Tommies. To keep their heads down, yeah. And there you go, crewing like cannon, but that's right in front of the sniper, and again, Vickers K wielding sections. And with double Vickers Ks, they can do a lot of damage very fast, as you might be noticing. So there you go, repairing that. Much still like cannon over this time around. Fuel upon them secured with a trench. Ignores it, moves it for the victory point, possibly because he wants to stall the bleed that's going on against him. After being fixed up, it is Veterancy 1. Trench there as well. JaeforJett is laying down a lot of trench, and there he goes in for a surprise, and perhaps a bit of regret he did not secure that like an effort, because there you go, flak half track to the rescue with its 2cm flak cannon. Section there being suppressed, probably pinned soon enough as well. You need to be careful of that sniper though, Jake. Germans they're pushing ahead with their Sturmgewehrs, and he almost lost the section there before he knew what was going on. There you go, section coming into the house. They're opening up, and the Germans out, and they're negative cover. They are quite exposed to the section. There you go, flak fire though, and an incendiary grenade pushes the section out. Needs to retreat here. The half take. He's got saps in it though, and there you go. A cannon effort also retreats. But there you go, flak half track rolls ahead, and the full Scandinavian retreat. Certainly a lot of back and forth between these two players. Caesar them maintained a bit of control, though we can see here that JaeforJett is trying to just open up more territory in the north, basically taking advantage of Caesar really trying to make a break from the centre, just sneak a unit in there, at least, you know, maybe force Caesar at some point to send up more units there to counter it. So this could work out for JaeforJett. Certainly displays some good tactical awareness. Half health there on the flak half track. Troops reinforcing, healing, half track running back there. 2 kills, halfway to Veterancy 2. Only quite a fight. We got a 6-pounder going on the way there for JaeforJett. 51st Infantry, Forces moving ahead here. Back at Caesar's base, medics are ready. No sign of further take up. And we got the flak half track there being repaired. Most flak half tracks, though, by sort of, well, for those for Panzer Division, I think by late 1944, would have been equipped with the flak drilling, which was basically sort of a series of anti-aircraft guns from, you know, Messerschmitts and the likes there, when they were basically being upgraded to 30mm, so they had a bunch of 15 and 20mm left behind. They're sort of just mounted in sort of like triple mounts, or basically used for shooting at infantry. I think they even had them in Normandy, to be honest. Not necessarily mounted in half tracks, but sort of mounted on other things like trucks. Not entirely sure how effective it was against air targets, but against infantry, I'm reasonably sure 3 20mm anti-aircraft guns or 15mm anti-aircraft would have been quite a devastating effect. It's a little fun fact there. Quick blind hand grenade there. He does manage to grab the fuel point away though from Caesar there. Falls to the flanking end here, trying to cut off the retreat path of the section and force JaeforJett into rapid retreat, or even maybe, you know, if he stays around for too long, get a wipe. Half touching in here with the universe section there. Problem is, he's got no contingency there for the flak half track. 6-pounder gun running for the centre. Tank hunter section loading up there. A lot going on here for JaeforJett, grabbing the fuel point back with a sniper. And 6-pounder gun up, and then the flak half track trying to destroy it. But he might lose here. Oh, nope, he gets the half track out there in time. Pulling back that half track. Minus there, good spot. JaeforJett here could consider taking up, maybe, or he could go for an armoured car too to sort of push back. Caesar meanwhile is taking up there. He'll soon be going for the Scout headquarters here versus JaeforJett. If JaeforJett is able to take up, he can actually probably put a Cromwell up before Caesar has any chance of armour. That's sort of one of the British advantages. They're probably the faction that has the easiest time of taking up. Even if they're behind, you can still sort of reasonably on time compared to other factions get out a medium tank. So this could probably be the timing here that JaeforJett could pull ahead of Caesar on, because it still managed to hold on to the fuel point However, desperately so. It looks like he's about to finally lose his half. It is virtually to the section side, doing a lot of damage. 18 kills, double Vicar K there, are absolutely bananas. Half track finally knocked out, in this case only abandoned. Still the section there with 20 kills. Wouldn't be surprised if we see most of the kills. They're 20 kills, actually he's done a lot of damage, and they're more, there's accounting for almost half of them. Also got the flak half track. And it looks like a full squad got wiped as well. Stormpani's charging at the double Vickers K section. The only, I think, sort of sad moment here for JaeforJett is he didn't manage to upgrade more sections with Vickers K's, and of course that he seizes is no great relief. Ach man Gott, he only got one of those half-tracks machine. Oh, he lost him as well. Oh dear. That's pretty good though for Caesar, and even worse for JaeforJett then. But of course he did have the mission, so he's could have popped out a few more at times here versus his opponent. What basically happens if they drop him weapons is basically because once they eventually free the bases, will get some improved rifles that cancel his weapons there. So if they begin losing members, they have an increased chance of dropping weapons because, you know, they sort of have to make room for the other ones in a sense. I suppose we can also call that the weakness of being able to equip double Brens and double Vickers K's. But even then they might still need a nerf. Or at least need to be limited a bit. Oh, still got one there left, but it's nonetheless one less for Caesar's men to have to contend with. On the other hand, he's quickly falling behind on victory points very aggressively. While he was able to do a lot of damage, he was not able to gain ground fast enough versus the Germans, versus the Hun. And there you go, he is able to rush out a tank hit before Caesar, as predicted, because he was a bit slow there and JaeforJett was able to harass a bit. In this regard, he can then sort of pull ahead with that British advantage of tech and get out our medium tank faster. Despite Caesar actually having had a decent advantage. That's basically one of the British biggest strengths. They're just really difficult to pull a tech advantage on. And there you go, Sturmpaniers with their Vickers K's opening up the sniper, trying to get that bloody sharpshoots and bar set, but there you go, push back. Assault rifle fighter from outside the house at the Hun, or Tommies outside in the open. Just too many Tommies. Quick flank for him, might try and catch a sniper. And there you go, Cromwell out for JaeforJett and the 51st Division, which has received some armoured support for the 116th Panzer Division is able to bring up its armoured support. But he hits the fuel pond there. He hits it. Moving down the Cromwell there to deal with the Germans by the fuel point. Fulls their forced into retreat. And we got a light infantry gun out for Caesar, plus he's getting Obersoldaten. And another tank hunter section out there. JaeforJett is clearly getting worried about enemy armour. Wants some more tank hunters to help deal with it. Interesting choice there. Cromwell rolling ahead aggressively so. Vickers K's boys, Lee Enfield's firing out, and there you go, coming off after the German until we've got the Cromwell up support, but he still needs to retreat at least one of those sections. The other one will probably also have to retreat soon enough. And almost got those Obersalon ready there for Caesar and the 116th Panzer Division. Cromwell shoots, misses. Sniper moves ahead there, 13 kills, veteran T2. Tank hunters then need to retreat, they're about to get assaulted by a storm of German infantry. Fun fact, back in the early stage of the war, a Waffen-SS infantry company was known as a Storm. Bet you didn't know that. So now falling back here. Cromwell shifting about, they're trying to avoid any potential Propagandacaster. In this case, also was in to help defend the CoH2 one if necessary. Up north, sniper section, they're going to fight out with the Germans, got to push in there with the Obersoldaten. Already getting sniped. Another kill there. He might have to retreat them already. Down to one man. There we go. And here Kedmeff is opening up in the Cromwell, taking it down to half health. Putting a damper there on JaeforJett's armoured misadventures. Quickly turning it there on the church, lighting it up like a fireplace. Troops healing, reinforcing, moving the snow down for the munitions, grabbing the point here, and then going to promote on the fuel point. That's going to be not to trigger the Schwerpanzer's course, can't cover it. Going for Jagdpanzer there. Nope, he counts it for Panzer IV. Not a bad choice. Helps with the infantry and the armour. And if you can preserve it and get some good levels of veterans, it'll be really, really good. That's in mind for himself, challenged a bit by the Cromwell. Into the trench, taking fire there from the lightest infantry shots. Sniper push back here. German Tartar infantry advancing. Assault rifles clenched tightly in their hands as they scan the battlefield for anything looking remotely British. Another trench there, he is certainly quite concerned with them. Panzer almost done there for Caesar. Section thing for the south, troops reinforcing, healing, picks up the Cromwell. Plenty of munitions being thrown, I suppose. Corners of artillery could also try to post the right time, go for hold the line. In theory, could also go for another half tick, but right now I think it'd benefit more from just getting another Cromwell as fast as possible, just aiming for armoured superiority versus Caesar in sheer numbers. Another option could be this Centaur to try and take on the infantry, maybe against Netch there, but I think another Cromwell would be the best choice there, though he could in theory go for the Firefly as well. Panzer IV setting out. Church looking rather battered by now. Ludwig there got splattered out across the ground by the Cromwell. North section there being pushed away, almost wiped out here by Caesar's plucky Volksgrenadiers. And the south of push there is running straight into Sturmpioniere by the Vickers K. And quite a bit of veterans here, and they only got into tank rifles. Definitely a mismatched fight there. Here Panzer IV getting blasted by the 6-pounder gun, which fails to penetrate. Bit of luck here. And up north, Volksgrenadiers as the sappers. That is pretty much Caesar's fight there. More veterans here, assault rifles plus grenades.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
There was no way those sappers could have won that one at all. Mine swing laid down there. Probably help deal with the Cromwell in case he tries to sneak through the south again. Right, JaeforJett can now aim for another Cromwell here, but so far isn't. Could be a Firefly. Well, in theory, he could try and be planning for a Comet or Churchill. And there's in theory also the Crocodile. The problem is the Crocodile's going to be so far off here, that's going to give Caesar plenty of time to establish more field control versus JaeforJett. And you also consider how few victory points Jay has left. I really think aiming for a Crocodile here is a mistake. Since you really should at this point just aim for as medium advantage as possible, which means more medium armor, anything on that level. 6-pounder gun, the wiped out here by Caesar's advancing infantry, the opposite guarded. Ooh, lost the focus squad. I think they're trying to accrue it, and it got wiped. So that was really just a tactical error there by Caesar. Waste of Volksgrenadiers. Bang grenade off, but almost losing the opposite side as well. Trench almost blown up, but not quite. Cromwell needs to pull back. Tank hunters opening up the Panzer IV. Almost getting it there, but he can't pursue. He can retreat his own Cromwell. Simply too damaged, and he hasn't gone for another Cromwell, which could have done. In fact, he goes for another tank hunter section. So he's trying to stall for the Crocodile by spamming tank hunters. I definitely feel that's a mistake. Another Crocodile or Cromwell would just overall be so much more superior, and he could then, use his other resources and something else. I mean, he needs to push for an advantage now, not try and stall for time. So this definitely feels like an issue again. He's going for anti-tank guns as well, besides spamming the tank hunter, so there's an increasing feeling he's aiming for that Crocodile. At the very least, though, go for some weapon racks, another half-track, to at least then get more of the infantry, that is, they're not the tank hunters, kitted out with anti-infantry. But he's actually gaining most of the map now, laying down a lot of trenches, but he is very much, nonetheless, giving Caesar here time to get back into the fight by not pressuring him as much with an armor as possible. Or, just more anti-infantry weapons on his infantry. We got special weapons there for Caesar. Flares called in to lighten up the sky. Oh, that sniper's almost dead. Digging around the centre there. Panzer IV with Obersalon support heading southwards. Second Obersalon squad down the way for Caesar. Tank 106 in the trench is going to be a bit difficult there for the Panzer IV to deal with. On the other hand, the Obersoldaten will be able to deal with it. JaeforJett that does have most of the map now. He could also be laying down a lot of mines, actually. A lot of mines, but also I think be a really good choice for JaeforJett. Just something to do with all that munitions, which he's currently not doing anything with. Also moving in, and the tank hunters inside the trench will, I don't think be a very good match for the Obersalon, although they got a good kill there. Bomb grenade, I think he probably been a bit off with the blend cover there, would have made it difficult for them to use the trench. As for this, he's actually forced to fall back, so that's a bit of a mistake there, I think, by Caesar. Could have been a misclick, I guess. It's also brought up an MG34. So Caesar is the one that actually ends up going for any suppressive firepower on this. And we got artillery called in. He's fine using his munition to call it in around here. I'm not entirely sure that's the best uses of it. North Thick Cromwell dealing with a few errant Fultz Grenadiers. He's down to 54 points. So in the south there we got the Panzer IV Student Pioneer support moving in. He's got concussive grenades there to flash out. 6-pounder gun moving in. Pops a grenade, Dieter. Pops a grenade. Granata. Oh dear. He gained Veteran 4 on them. But he almost lost his Panzer IV. And he's not popping a grenade there. So that feels a bit wasted. House down, machine gun they're still sitting up there. Up north, victory point being grabbed, and he's also finally laying down some mines there. Good work, but he's clearly aiming there for the crocodile. He's got the fuel now, just needs to set up the manpower, in which case he can bring up a heavy tank. That's going to be a bit tricky there for Caesar to deal with. So he's actually looking to be able to manage it before Caesar's able to bring up anything else, like say Command Panther, or being forcing to maybe go for Jagdpanzer instead. So he just needs to save up manpower and then go for it. If he can do that, he should have a pretty good chance of winning here. Infantry Sturm goes up there for the Obersoldaten, make it harder there for JaeforJett to use cover as infantry. And cool, looks really cool. There we go, Sapper's wiped. My God, the power of infrared is powerful. Yeah. Just you wait until we get infragreen. Is that a thing? I don't know, maybe. Cromwell moving ahead there, closing in Veteran 2.
The capture point is being overrun.
Up north here, almost got the section there wiped out. Very low on health there again. The infantry Sturmgewehr very much makes short work of their cover bonus. Got new Panzer the Cromwell Veteran 2. He's got the fuel, he's got more than enough fuel again. Not just the manpower, and he's got so many sections of the boats that actually becomes tricky there for JaeforJett. He'd actually been off just going for a lot of Cromwells, because again, if you just get that fast, he wouldn't have to set up so much manpower at the time, which when he's got all those sections is actually quite important. But he's closing in now. He's closing in, except he's constantly reinforcing his troops by the looks of it. Oh, right, he isn't. But he's nonetheless spending some, which means that Caesar here is going to be able to get out a Command Panther, which is going to be a real problem for the Cromwells. Almost got the Panzer IV though, almost! And he gets away. So close that they're a bit reckless assault in a deeply entrenched position there from JaeforJett. I mean, 3 trenches with 3 sections. He is absolutely determined to hold this point, no matter the cost. Light infantry gun Orbison moving in there to try and attack the north. So many trenches. He lost the Orbison with infantry Sturmgewehrs. Oh dear. I wonder. Well, there might have been some losses. Them ran into the man that was laid down there, rather unfortunate there for Caesar. But there you go. Command Panther out. Befehls Panterwagen. Which is a fun fact, did not have a coaxial machine gun in the turret because they needed to make room for more radio equipment. Mine's being laid down there. JaeforJett remains in control. He's almost got the Crocodile out there, but it's going to struggle a bit versus the Command Panther with Panzer IV, but working with the Crocodile crumbling out the anti-tank, he should still have a chance. And there you go. Call in the Crocodile. It's Jay. How do you get the Panzer IV crumble out of there? We go, be engaged with the Panzer IV and the Panther. He's going to lose, he's going to lose it. He's not calling in the Crocodile, he's not calling it in. Tank in the section trying to get in. Anti-tank grenade goes off, but it's too late. Almost got the Panzer IV. Crocodile finally arrives, but too late to join the fight. Sniper runs away. Tears streaking down his little cheeks as he was unable to save his mates in the tank, which is now blazing inferno. So that was not a good engagement there for JaeforJett. And he called in the Crocodile a bit faster. He might be able to get it in there in time to save the Cromwell. Instead it arrives too late for the party. Of course, there are some folks that have been run off, but he loses an opportunity here to basically get either the Panzer IV or the Panther, which are going to be able to get away. The Panzer IV by the way, Veterancy 2. JaeforJett remains in control of most of the map, but he's losing control of the victory point. He's down to 54 versus Caesar's 288. It's also on there, grabbing the northern victory point again for the fatherland, Germany, Deutschland. Back here, healing reinforcement going on there for JaeforJett. You can actually try and see out and then quickly go for a Cromwell to support the Crocodile or a Firefly. Continuing the Command Panther out in the field, I do think the Firefly would be the best choice here. Able to support the Crocodile quite nicely versus the Panther, plus of course the Panzer IV. So we've got two sections plus the anti-tank and defending here in the centre. Troops being held back by an MD-34. Panzer IV fixed up. Panther next target, and there you go, Crocodile versus the Panzer IV. And it looks like here JaeforJett realises he's actually moved into more than his Crocodile can handle here. Section almost wiped out here in the centre. We got more sections of charging forwards. Another artillery strike. Crocodile getting away. Sniper defending the northern victory point on his own. Pretty ambitious there. Pretty ambitious. Got that Panther forward with the command tanker's supervision, bombarding the section there. But they get the central victory point nonetheless, stabilising it at 45 victory points. His opponent is still at 275. He's just spending so much manpower and everything else. In fact, going for the anti-tank, so he can't be able to get any armour out there to support the Crocodile. Again, no Fireflies, no Cromwells, no nothing.
The capture point is being overrun.
Big push for the artillery strike zone there by Caesar. Oof, almost got the section there. Up north. Forced away. There we got the armour on the move here. Gonna try and go for flank here behind. Oh! JaeforJett, he doesn't mind the flanks at all. Very good move there by Caesar, but catastrophic for JaeforJett. Got the Pentafor moving in there, flanking, going hits in the 6-pounder gun moving up there, same time tank down into the trench line in the south. 6-pounder gun number 2 rounding in from the other side. Crocodile down to half health, Pentafor taking hits there. Close 53, incendiary grenade off on the anti-tank gun from the Fultz gun. He's trying to clear it out here, but the section's on the hunt here for the Fultz gun. He's almost got the anti-tank gun. Panther almost got the Crocodile, and there we go, anti-tank gun wiped out. There's still one around though. Panther full down to less than half health, but it's also close to Veteran Fleet. There we go, Veteran Fleet gain increased mobility, radar fire. Crocodile moving in right in front of the Panther here, closing in the Veteran 1, got the opposite pulling in. Tank Hunter section moving up, 6-pounder gun still bombarding. Can he get the Crocodile? Can he light it on fire? He's pushing his luck here with the Panther in front of the anti-tank gun. Orbison trying to do with the cannon. There we go. He gets the Crocodile. He gets the Crocodile. Tank at a section another as well. Orbison Veterancy 4. Retreats here. Can the Command Panther escape? Though sliver of health. Tiny sliver of health. Short bounce though. At max range. wouldn't say he was failing to snare, though. That would also help him. I think the bigger issue was just he played for the crocodile when he's been pushing for more medium tanks when he could have, because the thing is he just had too many sections, much more difficult to say up for 640 manpower than just saying up for the 340 manpower he requires for the Cromwell. He'd just gone for a lot of Cromwells, he could just apply more pressure, made it harder for Caesar then to push for the Command Panther. So I think it was sort of more of a strategic issue again. They're trying to play for the crocodile when he should have just been playing for more medium tanks. At least that's my personal opinion. But there you go. I think a rather brutal and spectacular 1v1 here on Holotny Farmer. JaeforJett really managed to turn around there despite the sort of weak early game there, because he played too aggressively, lost too many sections because he wasn't good enough at getting out of there. He still managed to turn around there. He still managed to do a lot of damage to Caesar, but he rather sort of managed to throw away his victory by aiming for the crocodile rather than just going for those medium tanks. Caesar there, though, made some good moves, but still underestimated. I think at times JaeforJett rather got punished for it. Bit slow at times, I think, sort of doing the right thing, could also flank more, lay down more might, but I think Caesar still managed quite well and sort of punished JaeforJett for those mistakes he didn't make, so, and that is important. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay or provide some feedback in the comment section. And of course, a big thanks to all my Patreon supporters, without which this episode would not have been possible. So cheers everybody, and see you all tomorrow for another stunning episode. Bye.